forget. So what will be the first step of design in design of forget? What is the first step?
To find
Identify
weaker
the
member.
Identify the weaker member. To identify the weaker member, what are the things we need? To identify the weaker member, I need to draw a table, okay, where we'll be having sigma O y, sigma O y, and remark. Okay, I need to draw this table here for opinion and guess. Okay. Here, what is sigma O? Sigma O is
Allowable stress, sir.
allowable static stress. Okay. And sometimes you may get the material property or you may get the allowable stress. Okay. If you get the material property like sigma y, then you need to divide that by the factor of stress, so you will get sigma O. Okay. So, and the next one is y. Y is the
Lewis form factor.
Okay. What are the things you need for this? This is equal to, can you tell me one of the equations?
0.14 minus 0.912 by Z, number of teeth,
Minus or plus?
plus minus
Plus or
minus,
minus?
sir. Minus.
Minus.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Minus.
Okay. I don't remember the equation. Just I'm writing what you're saying. Here, to find the value of y, I need the value of z. Okay. And in some cases, you may in the question you may get the value of z1 and z2. Okay. Sometimes you may not have the value of z1 and z2. In that case, you need to find the value of z1 and z2. Okay. So based on the diameters of the gears, okay, based on the d1 and d2, you may need to find out the values of z1 and z2. Okay, so once you know the value of diameter, you can get the value of z1 and z2. Okay, so first you need to substitute here these two values, and then you need to put the values of y and of sigma oy and sigma O1y, I1 and sigma O2, Y2, and whichever the smaller one. So if sigma O1, Y1 is less than sigma O2, Y2, then union will be the weaker member. Okay? Union will be the weaker member. So once you know the weaker number, then all the design procedure is based on weaker number. So for further design is based on union. Okay. So what is the second step? Step number 2.
Tangential load, sir.
So the second one is actual tangential tooth load. Tooth load. So here what is the equation? It is Ft that is equal to 9550 P Gs by
PGS
N
and R.
and R. So here the values of N and R. N is nothing but what is N? N is speed. Okay. Speed in
Speed in RPM.
RPM. And R is
Radius.
radius, pitch circle radius. Pitch circle radius. in meter. Okay, and C is hours in
Kilowatt.
kilowatt,
Kilowatt.
and C is
Survey factor.
service factor. Okay, you need to take it from the table. Okay, table. These two, N and R corresponds to weaker member. Okay, so if PN is the weaker member, then R corresponds to the weaker member. That is the P circle radius of the weaker member. So you will get see here, and you know that N is equal to D by Z, or D is equal to M Z. Most of the cases, you will not find the value of module, so you need to find out the value of module. Okay, so M will be the unknown. M will be unknown, so you will get the value of FT in terms of module, and the unit of FT, tangential loop load, it is Newton. Okay, so we will get the value of FT in terms of module. So what is the next step?
Beam strength based on Lewis equation. Lewis form factor. Based
Beam
on Lewis
strength
form factor.
based on Lewis equation. Okay, so what is the equation? That is Ft is equal to sigma O
by PKV. by PKV.
kV. Sigma O is the labor stress.
Absolute static stratus.
Okay, and what is the
Face width. Face width.
space width? See, the space width is mostly it is 2 pi. It varies between 2 pi m to 3 pi m. Okay. And what is y?
Y is the Lewis form factor of the weak member.
The Lewis form factor. And what is P?
P is the power. No, sir.
No,
Circular.
no. It is not.
Circular
It is circular
IM.
surface, that is equal to pi m. And what is kV?
KV we have to find from VM, sir, which is pi dn by
It
60.
is, it is velocity factor. Okay.
Velocity.
kV is the velocity factor. Okay. And that kV may be equal to 3 plus Vm by 3.
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is one of the equation. Okay, there are so many equations that is based on fixed line velocity. Fixed line velocity, that is V. Okay, and Vm is equal to
Pi dn 60. 60.
meter per second. You should be very careful about the unit. Okay, so if you know the value of Vm, you can get the value of kV. Okay, then you can substitute here. So you can get the value, again you will get the value of Ft in terms of module, and the unit is Newton. So call this as equation 1 and this as equation 2. Okay, and then equate 1 and 2. You will get the value of module. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Any doubt?
No, sir.
Sometimes what happens, you will be not knowing the value of here you will not be knowing the value of D. Assume that you don't know the value of D, diameter D. So you will have this diameter D in terms of mz. Okay, d is equal to mz, right? So what happens if you know the value of d, then you can get the value of Vm. If you know the value of Vm, then you can get the value of kV. So if you know the value of kV, you can get the value of module. Okay, and this diameter d is equal to mz. So if m itself is unknown, m is very much required to find the value of d if d is not given. Okay, if d is not given, then you need the value of m to find the value of d. So it is just like a loop. Okay, so what to do in this case? What to do? We have solved the problems like this. What to do? In this case, again, you need to go for a trials method. Okay. The first one is assumed module. You will assume a module. See, after equating equation 1 and 2, you will get an expression like like m square kV, that is equal to some number like 1000 or 2000, like that. You'll get a equation like this: m square kV or m cube kV equal to something. Okay. So in this case, you need to assume the module. So if you can assume the module, you can get the value of Vm. So once you know the value of Vm, based on the value of Vm, you have to choose the suitable equation to find the value of kV. So once you know the value of kV, then you can get the value of m square kV or m cube kV. Okay, and this m cube kV, the value, whatever the value, say if you assume the module as 3, you may get the value of m square kV as 900. Okay, then you need to go for the next module. So if you assume the value of module as 4, you may get the value here as 1100. Okay, 1100. Then in that case, you need to choose 4 as the module. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So this is where you cannot get the value of Vm directly. That is, if you don't have the value of B, then you have to follow this method. Okay, is it clear? So if you solve this, you will get the value of module. So once you know the value of module, then what is the next step?
Where load, sir?
The where load, you need to find out the dynamic load. Okay, this is the actual dynamic load. Okay, so this dynamic load FD, this is equal to FT plus 21 Vm Can anyone tell me the equation? Can anyone please tell the equation?
FT plus BC, sir.
21 Vm multiplied by FT plus Vc.
Yes, sir. Divided by 21
That divided by
Vm plus
plus
root of
FT. Okay. Okay. This is the equation. Here, what is this B and C? Or okay, let's start from the beginning. What is FT? What is FT here? It is the actual tangential tooth load. truth load. See, this you will get. See, here you got the value of module m. Then you have to substitute that in equation 1. That is, you will get the actual tangential truth load. Okay. Load from equation 1. By the equation 1. So once you know the value of ft, then you can substitute here. Then Vm is fixed line velocity. Okay, fixed line velocity. This you will get it from this table. Okay, whatever the value you will get here, it will be Vm. Okay, and what is B? B is the phase width that I have chosen here. Here itself in the while finding out the beam strength. Here you might have assumed the value of B as 2 pi m or 3 pi m, or in between these two values, like we have in most of our problems we assume the value of B as 10 m. So this is what we have assumed. Okay. This 10 m is in between these two values, that is 2 pi m and 3 pi m. So that you can use here. What is C? What is C? C is the load factor, dynamic load factor, and it is based on
Type of gear, sir.
is it type of gear? Based on gear and pinion material and error F. Right? But where error F is dependent on F is dependent on module and type of cut of the gear, whether it is precision cut gear or commercially cut gear or carefully cut gear. Okay. So error F is dependent on this. So first you need to find the value of F, and then you need to find the value of C, and then you need to substitute here. So you will get the value of F. Any doubt? Any doubt? Any doubt, please? Anyone? Out?
No, sir.
Here, you can see here the load factor C is dependent on the material of pinion and gear and the tooth form. Okay, so here it is dependent on tooth form also. So where is the tooth form means? It is pressure angle. Okay. So the value of C is dependent on the material of pinion and gear and tooth form and the error. Okay, and that error is again dependent on error is again dependent on This error is dependent on the module M and the type of cut. Okay, is it clear? So from this figure, you need to find the value of error, and you have to use that value of error F to get the value of C. So once you get the value of C, you can find out the value of F. Any doubt? Any doubt? Any doubt? And the next step is step number 5, to find the front. Okay, it is the front. Okay, and for safe design, FW should be greater than FD. FW must be greater than FD, and FW is given by D, B, Q, K. Okay, where D is the dia of the weaker member, and B is again face width. And what is Q? What is Q here? Q is the ratio factor. Q is the ratio factor, is equal to 2 times Z2 by Z1 plus Z2. Okay, and K is, and what is K? K is load stress factor. K is load stress factor. So here you can see the K is load stress factor, that is equal to 1.43 sigma square HAC sin alpha by E naught. Okay, and E naught is, what is E naught? What is E naught?
E1 E2 by E1 plus E2.
2E1 E2 by E1 plus E2. Okay. So now by using this equation, say this is equation number 4. Okay, by using the equation number 4 and the value of FD, okay, and substituting in equation 5, that is FW should be greater than FD. By using this relationship, you may get the value of FD like say 20,000. Assume it as 20,000. You will get the value of FW say in terms of K. You will get the value of FW in terms of K. Then use equation number 4 and the value from equation number 4, 3, that is FD, and substitute in equation 5. Okay, so use 4 and 3 and substitute in 5. So once you substitute in equation 5, you will get the value for K. You will get the value for K, and that can be used to get the value of hardness. Okay, hardness of the gear and pinion. Here in this table, if you know the value of K and the pressure angle, you can get the value of the Fresnel hardness number for pinion and gear. Any doubt? Any doubt?
No, sir.
This is the design procedure for Asperger. So fine, after doing all these things, you need to write, you need to do the table, that is D1, D2, Z1, Z2. You need to give all these data finally. That is nothing much the design. Okay. Renal hardness number for gear and renal hardness number for pinion. Okay. So all these things you need to put it in a finally you need to give the answer. So this is all about the design of Asperger. So this procedure is same for helical gear, dual gear also, but some of the equations will change. Okay. Okay, I'll end the class here. So